Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go.
Hey, it's the Empire, Boxing Empire, back with some more boxing. Mark Breland. The guy who stopped the second Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, man. Deontay Wilder was taking a beating in that fight. He couldn't really get off, he couldn't get in his rhythm, and Mark Breland thought that Deontay Wilder had enough and he wasn't really defending himself against Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Now, man, that being said, man, it was obvious that Deontay Wilder had a problem with the stoppage, even live on camera when he got stopped. He was like, who stopped the fight? He thought the ref stopped the fight. He was confused, but then he seen a towel thrown in by Mike Breland. Everyone knew that Deontay Wilder was extremely upset with Mike Breland, and people were saying that he got fired on the spot in the locker room. But Deontay Wilder, man, just lost his undefeated record. Everyone was watching him. People were criticizing him. So he decided to really hold it off for a while, and he fired him later. When later? Like yesterday later. This whole thing with the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder stopping the fight, a lot of people were talking about it right when it happened. So Deontay Wilder decided to wait till things cool down, which was a smart thing to do, and then let the guy go. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to give both perspectives, right? One perspective is Deontay Wilder's perspective is, the guy was he was like, what, 43-0 or 44-0, something really close to that. And he basically had all knockouts. The guy was basically right there at Rocky Marciano's record, and he was willing to go on the Shield to get that accolade because at the end of the day, that's historic. And Deontay Wilder was doing it by virtually all knockouts. That being said, Deontay Wilder was willing to go out on the Shield and get stopped completely. He thought that while he was getting outboxed and beaten, the guy wasn't looking like he was going to get knocked out any second. That's what Deontay Wilder was thinking. Furthermore, Deontay Wilder probably gave clear guidelines on how he wanted this fight to go. And at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is Mark Breland's boss, and he needs to listen to what the boss says. Now, on the other hand, on the safety of Deontay Wilder, and maybe what Mark Breland was thinking was, yeah, this guy paid me, but he paid me to be a protector of this guy if I think this fight is uncompetitive and I think he's just taking a beating, That being said, Mark Breland is not some spectator in the crowd. He's part of Deontay Wilder's team, and he was paid to do something, right? If he just sits there and watches Deontay Wilder get beaten, until he can't do much anymore in his career, he doesn't come back as sharp as he could have because he took too much of a sustained beating, that would spell, trouble for Deontay Wilder in his future in his career. Furthermore, the rumors were saying that Deontay Wilder was getting hit by things in Tyson Fury's hands, and he said Deontay Wilder's team actually came out and said he has a dent in his head. So that being said, if Tyson Fury was really doing things that caused Deontay Wilder to have a dent in his head, Mark Breland subvertently saved Deontay Wilder because that was virtually an unfair fight, right? I mean, you can look at it multiple ways. Was Tyson Fury cheating? And if he was, if you're Deontay Wilder's team, you actually believe that Deontay Wilder was fighting a guy in Tyson Fury who had an unfair advantage on him, you have to actually give Mark Breland some accolades for stopping the fight, whether it was intentional or not, or it was happenstance is not the point. The point is the guy was fighting a guy. It was unfair, right? You were having dents in your head, knots in your head, and Deontay Wilder's team himself were saying that these were punches causing damage that boxing gloves cannot cause, fists cannot cause, right? So we can look at it multiple ways, but at the end of the day, man, I think overall in general, Deontay Wilder is a less of a fighter because of the people he has around him as far as training goes. Everyone knows that Deontay Wilder is not the most technical fighter. He's always been the most athletic fighter in the division, and it's everything Deontay Wilder is because of Deontay Wilder. People have been talking about Floyd Mayweather training Deontay Wilder, and if that's the case, this would be the time to do it. If he's gonna fire Mark Breland, he better get the top-ish notch trainer he can get in the world. And I think at this point in Deontay Wilder's career, he needs a fundamentalist trainer, teaching the basics again. And I think that's a Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's master of boxing, master moving it outside. You know, he could definitely give Deontay Wilder tips on how to beat someone like a Tyson Fury. You know, say what you want about Floyd Mayweather, but Mayweather's IQ in the boxing room is bar none. His boxing IQ in the ring is bar none. So yeah, man, I think that the Mark Breland fire was a great situation. But like I said earlier, I don't think Mark Breland just needs to be let go. I think Jay Diaz needs to be let go. A lot more people of the team needs to be let go, because I just don't see them doing anything for Deontay Wilder at this point in his career, besides making Deontay Wilder comfortable in his own training camps. That's about it. It gives him some kind of intangible good feeling. I don't know. It makes him feel comfortable. And I think at this point in Deontay Wilder's career, he doesn't need to be comfortable in the training camp. He needs to do something new. He needs to get his feet wet and do something different. The same team around him is just no good for him right now at this point in his career. But anyway, man, let me know how you guys feel about Mark Breland leaving or getting fired. I think this is a good move from Deontay Wilder, man. You know, everyone's seen it coming. Everyone's seen it coming. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Empire. Geobox Empire. Peace.